So after everything, a new Emerson College poll came out today showing that Zohran Mamdani has a massive lead over Andrew Cuomo. He's polling at 50%. Andrew Cuomo's at 25%. Curtis Sliwa is at 21%. It's This is going to happen. Zohran Mamdani is going to be the next mayor of New York City after next Tuesday. Today's Thursday. And I was talking with my dad at breakfast, and we were talking about this a bit. And I heard a clip of an interview with a woman. I think her name is Zadie Jones. She's a British journalist. I think she was one of the people from The Economist who interviewed Steve Bannon last week, where Steve Bannon was talking about Donald Trump's going to have a third term. Somebody was asking her about Zohran Mamdani and why his politics seem so incredibly radical in the United States and in New York City. And her perspective was, I can't wrap my head around it because his positions are very middle of the road. For Europe, he's campaigning on affordable housing, affordable Medicare, affordable food, affordability of life, affordable transit, people being able to afford having a life. That's basically his campaign, and taxing the shit out of rich people. She's like, that's incredibly middle of the road and unremarkable kind of campaign positions for the vast majority of European countries, because that's what the citizenry of Europe demands, because the citizens of Europe don't have Fox News. I'm sure they have some equivalents to that. There is an anti-immigrant wave going across Europe right now, anti-brown immigrant wave going across France, Germany, Italy, certainly the UK. They've seen massive, massive protests there. But when it comes to day-to-day items like being able to afford a home, being able to afford school, being able to afford food, being able to afford medical care, affordable transit so you can get around, things that allow people to actually live and enjoy their lives and reduce their stress because they're not under this constant economic pressure. You relieve some of that, it relieves people's stress. What do billionaires want the vast majority of Americans to experience to literally unhealthy levels? Stress. Economic stress, fear of losing your job stress, all kinds of stress. The billionaire class needs us to be existing in constant states of stress and anxiety. And at its core, Zohran Mamdani's campaign is about relieving that stress, even a little bit. And Zadie Jones was like, his positions aren't radical at all in Europe. These are the basic things that almost every European citizen demands from their government. And most of their governments provide those things for them, which is probably why we don't see a lot of content from Europe on TikTok. The content that we see from Europe on TikTok is coverage of the massive anti-brown immigrant protests that have been happening in the UK, because that makes us angry about brown immigrants as well. And now that TikTok is controlled by Zionists, all of that's going to get dramatically worse.